Alright, Adamantarks here. I want to show you another cool little invention that I'm sure someone has made already, but I'll put my spin on it and share it with you nevertheless. You can actually hear it running already if you listen for that clicking sound. I'm going to show you what that is. Alright, let's go outside. What I've created here is an eggless chicken farm. Just for the sake of showing you, these are my two eggless farms. A normal chicken farm, which I have mine in pits, has all these eggs, right? So if you jump in, here's my inventory right now. If you jump in, all of a sudden your inventory's spammed up with eggs, right? That can be a good thing if you're wanting to collect some eggs, but if you're just wanting to jump in and get some XP, which is the main thing I use chickens for, then the eggs get kind of irritating after a while. There comes a point where I don't need any more of them. And I'm kind of at that point already, as you can see. Although I think it is good to get a couple chest full. Believe me, I have other chest full elsewhere. These are just the immediate standby chest. So if I jump in here, on the other hand, you'll notice that I don't get any eggs in my inventory. Now I figured when I first built this thing that I would at least get a few eggs. Just if I happen to be standing there as a chicken lays it, but apparently this particular build even stops that from happening, which is great. Also, if you want to collect eggs, I built this thing so you can turn it off and so that you can collect the eggs if you want. I'll show you how that works as well. The first thing you're going to need for this build is, aside from your normal stuff you'd have for a chicken farm, the first thing you will need is some kind of slab. I'm using wooden slab, just I guess because I like the way it looks. I don't know why I chose that particular type, but any kind of half slab will do. Now personally, I use glass for my various farms, whether it's a chicken farm, whether it's a sheep farm. I'll have to show you my sheep farm build actually. Or whether it's cattle, right? The reason I do that is because glass will not suffocate livestock, right? So as you can see, sometimes when you log off and you log back into a server, the livestock will appear inside of the adjacent blocks. If that were solid block, I would have lost all of these chickens. I don't want to lose them to something like that. I want to lose them by killing them myself with my sword, getting the food, getting the XP, getting the feathers, getting whatever I want. But that especially goes for cattle, right? So there's one quick tip to begin with. So if you choose to make that part of your build, you don't have to. You'll want glass for that. That's easy enough. Just melt some sand, right? As you can see, this baby's firing away. This operates off of a trash bin, a comparator / redstone trash bin design that is pretty well known. I actually got it from another YouTuber, Minecrafter, and I can't recall the person I got it from. But if you just put in automatic trash bin in Minecraft, you can find several videos with this same build. It works by the use of two comparators. Might even pause your screen to get this. There you go. To get this this build and see how it works. And some blocks, and obviously right here we have a dropper. And the other part, the biggest part of this build, the most costly part, is all the hoppers. Now, I was going to try a different style of build. And actually, originally, I tried to put water under here, hoping that the eggs would fall through the half slab. They do not fall through the half slab. unless there is a hopper underneath. The hopper will suck the item through the slab, and that's why you have to have the hoppers for it. So you obviously have the hoppers placed in such a way that they all feed into this one down hopper here, which goes down into the trash bin build, and obviously from there the dropper drops those down into lava, right? And that's how that build works. There's lava down below that, and it just kills the eggs. Now, as I'm guessing you know, if you supply a hopper with power via something like a lever, lever's probably the easiest way to do this, it turns the hopper off, right? Powering it up turns it off. Otherwise, when it's just no power, it just sends stuff through. This stops the hopper. And so I can collect eggs here if I want, which is great, right? Because I like having control. I like having options. Sometimes you want eggs, and so I constantly have eggs on hand. And as you can see, they collect very quickly. So I do not need really to have chest full of eggs anymore because I have a constant supply of eggs here, and I can turn it off or on at any time. All right. And what you see here, these just go over to the adjacent chicken farm area, chicken pit, which also has these lining the bottom. I just had them all feed together into one central trash bin. I could have done these separately, but I thought it would be more efficient to just have them working together. And yeah, that's how it works. Now I don't have to worry about eggs at all. I can just jump down here, kill chickens. I'm assuming most people know this already. Those are the eggs, obviously, that I took out of the machine. But if you feed chickens seed, okay, let me turn on the particles. I like decreased particles for this. I turn particles off for other things. When you breed chickens, speed it up a little with seed, right? You get a good bit of XP. Now I'm right at level 1920 now, and so the process slows down a little bit, right? But still, we've already gone up 2 levels, you know, at the level 20 tier, which is pretty good just for jumping in and using a stack. Level 22, we went from 19 to 22 now. Also, let's see if I have a Smite 4 Fire Aspect 2 Sweeping Edge 3 sword that I made specifically for my cattle farm, for my chicken farming. So I can hop down here. I can actually hit these base. Sweeping Edge is the best way to do this. Watch all the XP that I get when I do this. Oh yeah. And I don't have many chickens in here right now. When I'm not really using it, or I don't really care about it much, I don't bother. But I can breed the chickens up and kill them at any time. And the whole time I don't have to worry about eggs. So as you can see, you gain a lot of levels. Let's go ahead and get up to 24. Why not? By using that sweeping edge, right? And the reason I have multiple pits is so that once I've lowered the number of chickens here, I can maybe run to this other pit and get a few out of it and rebreed them. I left this pit the way it was primarily for this video to show you the difference. But also because sometimes I may want to jump in there and just grab a ton of eggs at once. Those eggs will eventually despawn, but they'll be replaced by other eggs. You're almost guaranteed to get about 8 stacks of 16 eggs in one shot anytime you jump down there. And that's why I keep those chickens around. I like having that option, even though, of course, the machine can give us plenty, right? Now, obviously, when we do this, we're going to get plenty of chicken, which is good for villager trading, especially with butchers. You get plenty of feathers. I have too many feathers, to be honest, but whatever. A lot of those feathers and pieces of chicken actually dropped down and also got destroyed by this machine, which is a good thing. If I didn't want that stuff to get destroyed, I would have turned this off before I went up there and started killing. But if I did that, I would probably eventually start collecting eggs if these got clogged up, but it would take a long time for it to build up to that much. So I've just turned it up and ran off. I still wouldn't have to worry. These hoppers up here would still suck in those eggs, which is what it's constantly doing. So now it's going to get rid of like feathers and eggs and all the extra stuff, right? And see if I can get a vantage point on that little guy. I don't think that I can from here. That's all right. But that's how that works. And it's a great little design. It's really easy. The main component that's going to really cost you to build this is going to be the hoppers. Let's see. In fact, we can figure this out. You can make a smaller pit than this if you want. Although I kind of like my pits to be about 7 by 7. I find that works best, just for me, my preference. Not too big, not too small. But you can make yours 5 by 5 or even 3 by 3, I guess, if you wanted. But if you build something about this size, you're looking at, let's do some multiplication here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's about what I thought. 7 times 7, 49. And then if you look at this one dropping down, it's about 50 hoppers. Now, each hopper takes 5 pieces of iron. So let's see, 50 times 5. You're looking at 50 chests, obviously, to do that. And then you're looking at about 250 pieces of iron to build this. It's about what? 64. About 4 stacks. Maybe a little over 4 stacks of iron. Not undoable. Certainly very doable if you go down and do some mining, or if you have an iron grinder. And I do over there, actually. Now, I have temporarily disabled my iron grinder for reasons of making another video that I recently did on farming. But the only difference is that those doors there are missing. I'll put those doors back when I'm ready for that to act again as a quote, end quote, village. But that baby there has put out a good bit of iron for me. And I will actually show you how that works in an upcoming video, a video I'm going to do very soon. But I thought I would share this little invention with you first because it works great. And it took me a long time putting up with excessive eggs in my inventory to actually figure out to make one of these. And it just works great. I suppose you could use this build for any kind of farm, really, where you want it to automatically collect. The exception might be something like a sheep farm, because obviously sheep need grass to be able to get their wool back. But it works best, obviously, for chickens, because chickens are constantly laying eggs. And because eggs don't go up to stacks of 64, they only go up to stacks of 16, they very quickly will spam up your inventory. All right, anyway, this has been Minecraft Survival 102. This has been Adamantarx, and I hope this little build helps you out. I hope you're able to use it in effective ways. In the meantime, before our next video, I wish you a great day, and I wish you happy Minecrafting. Adamantarx out.